However, as Papa Gut said most accurately,
for whatever reason, Jayus doesn't know how to just stop. Like, when somebody criticizes Jayus responds, and that's the worst thing.
and in classic OnlyJayus fashion, she'd post another emotionally charged response to the drama.
Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking my emails in—
Yeah, that's so bad, dude. Like, I'm seeing myself in this, and I don't like it at all. I really gotta just stop. I really gotta shut the up and never do that. So dumb. So dumb.
in a timely manner. I was joking. I forgot to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and you know, instead of just like hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it. Can you please leave me the f alone? I have a diagnosed neurological disorder that makes me forget things and procrastinate due to time blindness. I forget to eat for days. I procrastinate sleep.
This is my intervention, boys. This is my intervention. Last night someone sent me a video about my behavior, and it made me realize something that I should never do, which is I should just never respond to people being like, "Oh, dude, what do you have to say to this?" I don't care, because the more you respond, the more people get like excited. They're like, "Oh, this is the only way that I can reach out to the streamer and get there. It's the only way that I can like get," because they don't care. At first I thought like, "Oh, if I you know, make my opinion be known, I think people will understand and come at it from like a charitable point of view." And then I realized like, oh no, they don't just give a shit at all. Like, even people on the left don't give a shit at all. Or people that I thought were on the left give a shit at all. They just, because I did like a 3-hour video, right? A 3-hour video, it was just like 3 hours it took for me to look through the 40-minute video, went through it piece by piece by piece. Not a single person watched that. And then they just like clipped whatever they could out of context and were like, look, and then double and triple down. Which is why going forward, it's like, there's never a reason. It's just completely bad faith. They care more about your bad take than the actual political issue. I've met these people IRL and they don't actually care, bro. So yeah. No, it's just like, it literally is just about attention. And I think they hate you more than Putin. Yeah, I mean, I'm worse than Putin. And that makes sense. Most people who do that shit do not care about your answer. It could be the best answer and they would still find something. So yeah, don't waste your time. Yeah, it's just, I should never do that. Doesn't talk to them. You do. Yeah. I met a D watcher at a bar and I was trying to like actually understand. That motherfucker is literally just a privileged, neat Twitch watcher who doesn't give a fuck about real shit. I mean, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Ben Shapiro, leftist and Russian propaganda featuring HasanAbi. Channel Ben Shapiro. That's not real. That's not a real video. Good one though. 21 seconds. Poop sock. They dragged him into the stomach again? No, I'm not. I'm done. I just wanted to announce it. I wanted to announce it that like going forward, I'm keeping the same policy of like just not responding to it. I mean, because they're never gonna stop. Everyone will continue making videos in bad faith clipping and shit like that. And the only thing I do when I respond to it, actually, I kind of want to watch that video. What's that? There's some TikToker girl. No. The video is actually pretty informative. The video is pretty good. We're not talking about that. I'm not talking about anything in particular, chat. Chill out. What the I'm not relapsing. The TikToker girl is not about me at all. Just stop, dude. You don't understand what I was trying to say. Calm down, you weirdos. No, there's a random girl on TikTok who made the mistake of basically responding to people that were clowning on her, and what ended up happening is that like the more she responded, the more people jumped on it. You're doing it with chat right now? What do you mean I'm doing it with chat? This is the video. Thank you.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people.
And
I am so ashamed of myself for using
this is a good video.
Rhetoric, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this.
One of the worst I've ever seen. She definitely took notes from the other crappy ones, is how a YouTube comment described OnlyJayus' public apology following just one of her numerous different TikTok controversies.
What is going on with you white saviors that keep trying to defend Jayus for saying N-word lover, bro? You must say it too.
This is what makes OnlyJayus' story unique. Despite having incredibly uncontroversial content,
if you're at a house party and you got a drink in your hand, don't hold it up here by your chest. Try to hold it more down towards your hip. This This will make you seem more open and confident, and people will be more willing to come up and talk to you.
She's found herself in a big scandal on the political TikTok battlefield every couple of months for the last 3 years.
At this point, people of color should not be following OnlyJayus.
Why is OnlyJayus more prone to
This
getting
shit's so f***ing whack, dude. I despise like TikTok politics shit, for the record.
involved in these types of controversies? Is it something to do with how she responds to those critical of her?
I barely text my family back, and I just had to move apartments because my address got leaked, and you're gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?
After a petition to ban OnlyJayus from TikTok garnered over 400,000 signatures, it'd be safe to say that she's a contender for the platform's most hated creator. And while such a title seems unfair without
You also want an N-word lover? Don't defend her, please. No, I'm not defending her, you f***ing weirdo. I don't even know what her crimes are, okay? Like, I don't even know the crimes that she needs to be mercilessly executed for, and you're already like literally jumping down my throat. I need people to stop, okay? I need people to stop. This person could be the worst person on the planet, okay? It's not about that. I haven't even said anything. Please. I haven't even said anything yet. I watched bits and pieces of it, and one of the important parts that I took from it was literally just that the more you respond to people, the worse people get, okay? Yes, doxing is always the correct response. Fucking brain dead dipshits. Yeah, exactly.
and any further information or knowledge, as we go through explaining how this hatred came to be, the reason for this title will become blatantly obvious, and it all began with a tweet made by OnlyJayus on the 9th of April 2020, just 12 months after she began posting videos to the website. I constantly feel like nobody actually likes me, so when I see thousands of hate comments saying, yeah, I never liked OnlyJayus, she's so annoying, Jayus seems like a horrible person, that pushed me to the edge. The harsh and possibly even backwards reality of life is that those who acknowledge and complain about hate only end up receiving more hate. In the beginning, OnlyJayus likely received a
That's the part I saw, and I was like, yo, that I only saw this, like literally that snippet, and I was like, that shit's straight up true.
standard amount of negative feedback, owing to maybe a slightly annoying delivery as she mentioned in her tweet. The problem that OnlyJayus had was that she really struggled to ignore criticism and always seemed to give way too much attention to any situation in which there was some kind of negative sentiment against her name. It's going to be a running theme throughout this whole video, but it started with her simple inability to ignore basic negative comments such as, yeah, I never liked OnlyJayus, which is a pretty tame comment, giving her a foundational reputation as someone who would crack if you simply applied enough pressure. 3 months later, this reputation as a creator who would respond to negative criticism would continue after OnlyJayus discovered that another creator by the name of the Jonathan Moss had been copying some of her videos word for word.
Did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on who you are as a person and the things that could possibly happen to you?
Yo, did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on you and the things that can happen to you in your life?
People born in March are way more likely to have asthma, and I can actually speak to this one because my little sister, the only one born in March, has asthma.
That are born in March are actually more likely to have asthma. And I can speak to that because my cousin, the only person born in March, has asthma.
Oh my god, what the That's pretty funny, dude. What is happening? Word for word flow. Damn, dude, that's crazy.
Jazz would respond to the copied videos in a tweet reading, TikTok creators should be called out when they copy other TikTok creators' videos word for word, alongside a video calling out the Jonathan Moss directly. Jonathan responded by stating that he'd simply found the information on Google, and as a result, OnlyJayus was berated and mocked by her audience, with them stating that she was in the wrong for copying the information from Google. This information is from a website. Why are you copying a copier? Copied from Google, then complains when others do the same. Which Business Insider article is this from?
We literally reacted to this. Why are you acting like this is the first time you see it? Wait, what? No, I haven't reacted to this. You mean in the Discord or something? I watched like literally this piece up to like here, and then I was like, I'm not gonna.
There was clearly a bit of an injustice being done here. To state that her information was invalid because it was found on Google has got to be one of the dumbest.
He said cousin, not sister, fair use. Yeah, that was stupid, man. What the fuck? That's not word for word. My bad. My mistake, boys.
Ever made. What did they expect her to do? Find some old 1850s foundational manuscript covered in dust at the National Library and take her facts from there? Jonathan Moss had clearly copied her videos word for word after OnlyJayus had posted them originally, meaning there was no doubt about who copied who. However, OnlyJayus was still painted as being in the wrong for one simple reason. They knew they could get a reaction out of her if they simply applied enough pressure, which they eventually would. After receiving hundreds of negative comments on her response, OnlyJayus would take to Reddit stating, he said that he found it on Google, which I mean he did, but only after watching my video. I'm now getting a huge amount of hate, people saying I'm lying. I copied Google too, I'm problematic, I should be cancelled, etc. I have a hard time dealing with the negativity. I still don't know what to do. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Maybe you do, but honestly,
like, obviously I don't have like the same kinds of prior offenses or have a situation like this in my hands. But the hyper focusing on negative criticism and like trying to fucking take it head on and trying to like meet people where they're at and respond to them is probably one of the worst things that you can do on the internet. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like absolutely the worst thing you can do on the internet, because it's a really good lesson to learn. Like 100%, you should just create a echo chamber and, you know, do hug boxing, all that shit, because no matter what happens, the more you respond to it, the more people are like, the more you respond to it, the more people are like, oh, dude, this is a good opportunity to get that same stimulus that I really want, which is the attention of the streamer, right? And because I constantly fucking give people what they want, which and almost only give people negative people what they want, it creates a situation where it's like, you know, people are coming in here exclusively to do that, and they get a lot of excitement out of it, I think.
I don't see it. Now, you probably wouldn't go so far as to say that OnlyJayus was playing the victim, but she was once again complaining about the circumstances that she had found herself in. And to reiterate the point from earlier, complaining about hate doesn't make it go away, but rather amplifies it, as the audience will look for increasingly petty things to berate you for. With this in mind, it's barely surprising to find out that approximately 6 months later, an old message would be dug up in which OnlyJayus had said the N-word, taking center stage as her brand new colossal-sized controversy.
So this is, you know what this is? By the way, that's completely unacceptable. But obviously, what they did is completely, someone said they, them pronouns. What they did is completely unacceptable, right? Completely, like, indefensible. What's really interesting, and I think ContraPoints did a video on this as well. What's really interesting here is, like, people love to moralize their hatred. And the way people end up moralizing their hatred is that they'll find something, anything, to be like, to be like, oh, well, there you go. I was right about hating this person. And I think because people couldn't find something for me for the longest time, that's why, like, a lot of people, while I was culminating and creating this, like, hater community, and there are plenty of them now, I think they were just, like, looking up to whatever they can. Like, they were looking and trying to latch on to whatever they could, which is why, like, the house thing popped off, which is why the fucking, you know, car popped off, like, all this other shit. Holy shit, you watch Contra now? Wait, what do you mean? I've always watched ContraPoints. What the fuck are you talking about? It's basically, it's basically a post hoc rationalization for why people despise a person. Because, like, it's never enough to just, like, hate on someone. The income link, that too. Fucking the blue light shit. C-word ban, you know, like, everything, right? I think, like, people, I think basically for people, after a complex interview was released, people were bringing up older stuff like bro tips TYT thing. Yeah, I mean, these are things I've addressed, like, multiple times over, and it's not, you know, it's nothing. Like, you're just using that to be like, you're a bad person. Look, you said bad things in the past. And these are things I've literally talked about a million times over. And it's just a way to basically introduce new people that are finding my content into the same, like, hate cycle. So what I want to do is, you know, what I want to do is basically try to avoid that as much as possible.
I love you no matter your sex, your gender, your sexuality, your faith, or your race.
Guess that didn't age well, because this you at the bottom calling someone the hard ER, a word used to oppress black people. This is why I don't trust people with savior complexes, bro. I feel like it's always a second agenda behind what you do. If you say it's 2 to 3 years old, you were 20 years old when you said it. The other day, Addison was canceled for old BLM tweets from 2016. Let's see if everyone keeps the same energy. You're a role model to 10 million people, bro. I hope things get better, and I hope you educate.
I'm gonna be honest, I bet that dude sucks too, though. Straight up. This is, like, literally, this is 2016 era Twitter shit. It's just moved on to TikTok. It's just cloud off of, like, writing the hate engagement, okay? Straight up. He might be in the right there. he might be in the right there 100%. Okay, because like the whole, I mean, it's unacceptable. What she said was that they, them, I don't care. You know, I guess she uses, or they use she as well. But I know he saw my message too. This guy sucks too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their fucking background is. I don't know what his background is, but like, it's always like that. It's always, everybody sucks. Everyone sucks. Everyone's done some fucked up, dumbass bullshit. Okay. So need to OnlyJayus is bad sign. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. The point is not about what you've done in the past. The point is what you're trying to become. Okay. If you're trying to better yourself, if you're trying to, you know, if you learn from your mistakes, then anyone that holds you against that still to this day is a piece of shit. And you would never in a million years want that uncharitable. You would never want anyone to see you in that uncharitable way. You know what I mean? Never.
There were a couple of comments in support of OnlyJayus, however, as a whole, and understandably, the response was mostly negative. All these white people saying, it happened 4 years ago. Literally, it doesn't matter. She did it and needs to take responsibility. The hard ER, she's done. And at OnlyJayus, you got caught in 4K. The best way that Jayus could have responded to this expose would have either been no response at all, or a short, cool, calm, collected, unemotional post or video. Alternatively, she—
Okay, so let's forgive Tucker Carlson now. He's no longer racist. You've been in this community for a very, very long time, right? So you've been in here for 12 months. What do I always say? What do I always say? I repeat it all the time, man. All the time. It's about what you're doing currently. Has Tucker Carlson ever even shown that he's changed? Has he ever acted like he's upset about the things that he said in the past or the things that he continues to say? No. Like, you're comparing some like woke TikToker who I don't know like what their background is, but it seems like they say like a bunch of woke shit, right? You're comparing a woke TikToker now who has, you know, who has said some really racist shit in the DMs back in the day. Tucker Carlson, who does white supremacist agitprop every night. Obviously, you need to fucking, you know, apply like you need to be charitable to people who are, you know, showing, they're demonstrating that they're changing.
She could have thrown a real curveball and simply said, I'm not sorry, which would have actually been respectable, as it's 100 times harder than simply getting in front of the camera and blurting out some pre-written stupid script with the goal of suppressing the criticism in the short term. However, with a track record like OnlyJayus, obviously she did none of these, and rather posted a long, emotionally charged, scripted, generic social media apology, which felt as though it was designed—
They are not woke. They're a bad person and done a lot of inexcusable shit. First of all, nothing is inexcusable. Like, what do? They murder someone? Like, what the fuck do you mean? They've done a lot of inexcusable shit. Anyway, I don't care about what they did anyway. This is not about what they did. I don't know what the fuck they did. The one thing I've seen so far in this video is enough for me to be like, okay, this person was a fucking asshole, was a racist person. But this video is not even about this person, okay? I don't know if they're still racist. The point of this video was that the number one mistake that this person engaged in was leading up, even before the outing of this person being a bad person. The number one mistake for them was to ever fucking bite the bait.
Trick the audience into coming away with a specific feeling, as is usually the case with these types of public apologies.
And there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real, because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be.
Another YouTuber slash TikToker by the name of Papa Gut, who spoke to Jayus on the phone prior to the apology, thought that the intentions were sincere and that the apology was simply delivered poorly.
Oh my god, this dingus, dude. Yikes. Oh, brother, this stinks.
Actually had a conversation, a private phone call conversation with Jayus about this situation.
This dumbass literally was like, where is it? I gotta find it. Yeah, everyone on TikTok sucks for the most part. Holy shit. Yo, you remember him? He's a Hey Watcher? Yeah, dude, this idiot literally I saw his fucking, he like quote tweeted the Ukraine, the $226,000 that this community raised for Ukraine. I was like, yo, how sick is that? That's awesome. This motherfucker was like, oh, you did that to like hide your pro-Putin stance. It's like, bro, just shave your head, maybe shave your beard, take a shower for the first time. You know what I mean? Just take care of yourself, you know? Work on your own damn self before you come up with like insane reasons. Okay? God damn, dude. Ad hominem, attacking the way I look.
Pretty sincere about how sorry she was. Again, like I
Like,
said,
there's nothing funnier than just being like, I'm here to hate farm. There you go. Pretty funny.
I thought she was being genuine. What she produced was rough. It was less than stellar.
Others such as Freak the Gemini were less
Oh,
optimistic.
fuck. I'm responding to negativity. Oh, shit.
You literally hit us with a Playboy Cardi album. All that suspense just for it to be trash. The worst insult you could tell somebody was liking black people. Wow.
With the scandal being shared across every platform imaginable, OnlyJayus would also lose all of her sponsors, as well as a Netflix podcast she'd been hosting by the name of Know It All. At Tinder, this is what your walking ad is saying. She has a Netflix podcast. Everyone needs to tag at Netflix.
Oh.
Netflix has cut ties with Jayus. Big dubs.
OnlyJayus was
Dude, everyone always is like, I hate cancel culture, and then they do this shit nonstop, dude. I'm willing to bet that all those motherfuckers are like so anti-cancel culture
clearly
too.
feeling the pressure and understandably wanted to make things right with her audience. So she'd end the apology by stating that she wanted to
Share my platform with some amazing black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language.
which would eventually result in her and another African-American content creator by the name of Karen agreeing to
That's not good. Then they're gonna be like, you're doing that. They're gonna be like, you're doing that. The fucking, you know. That's never good. You're just doing that now because you're sad because you got exposed for being racist piece of shit that you are.
collaborate on OnlyJayus' channel. In addition to this, 2 weeks after the apology, OnlyJayus would go to the effort of posting a video talking about how she had read a book on anti-racism.
The first book that I decided
They said the same thing about Myth and Peggy. Yeah, which is ironically incredibly racist too. But those people are the people that like despise the word cracker. So remember that. It wasn't because like I was being anti-black racist or whatever. They were saying I was bringing Peggy and Myth onto the stream to defend me saying the C word, which is like, again, insanely racist. This idea that like black people are simply props for winning a debate with some of the most like sick, pathetic freaks on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, nobody cares about your approach or your point of view if you're like going out the bat on you know how the C word is like the worst word you've ever heard in your life.
decided to pick up was How to Be Anti-Racist by Dr. Ibram Kendi, and this will push readers that think that they're not racist into being something better.
To her credit, she did acknowledge that it was a grift in the title, stating, "I know it might come off as performative, talking about this at the end of Black History Month, but I'm trying to just educate myself and use my platform for good." However, her audience wasn't buying any of the lies. I bet after this video she just tossed the book like it's nothing. That seems like an amazing book for you, but I think you missed some pages. Maybe you missed a few chapters, read it again. But hey, at least she was still in the process of sharing her platform with some other black content creators as she promised, right? Well, no.
So this message is for you, OnlyJayus, after your whole N-word debacle. Said you want to collaborate with me. We email, and suddenly you've dropped off the face of the earth. Are black people just tokens for you to use when you're ready to play? If you were really truly sorry about what you said, you would not have lied and said you were going to.
Dude, I think it's much easier to be just like a racist reactionary person, straight up. If there's one thing I've always advocated for, obviously, is that you can be a leftist and you can be like you can be a leftist and have an empathetic worldview and want to uplift people and like, you know, defend marginalized communities while also having fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Jokes are fine. Obviously, tackling systemic problems is much, much more important. But it's like, it's so fucking easy to just be a conservative. Like, no conservative is like, wow, you were not being racist to a black person, and this is my call out post. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking like Sean Hannity doing a call out post to Tucker Carlson, like, Tucker, last night, and I hate to report this, said immigration can be good. And honestly, I am devastated by this. He is not a real one. Like, there's no like gatekeeping bullshit on the reactionary side. They're like, yeah, we don't care how fucking racist you are. It's awesome. Even if you got a little bit, you know, let it fly. Aunt Karen, the black woman, was recently canceled for calling a native TikToker a sexual predator, which was apparently not true. TikTok is a whole mess. Yeah, I know. It's just so terrible.
to do something you clearly aren't trying to do.
The TikTok essentially outlined that after agreeing to collaborate, OnlyJayus would ghost this creator by the name of Aunt Karen once everyone had forgotten about the drama. Now, to OnlyJayus' credit, Aunt Karen's callout was even more pathetic than JS's original apology, because setting up a collaboration with another creator can be incredibly difficult. There's always problems relating to difference in content style, difference in schedule, difference in time zones, the problem of coming up with a video idea that will be a hit with both audiences, what part of the script do I allocate to the other person, etc, etc. Yet, Aunt Karen's argument in the callout was because
This is some gross opportunism on the part of anti-racist content creators. They're just dogpiling on someone and attempt to take a chunk of our audience for themselves. Yeah. The irony, of course, is that like here's how it doesn't work, right? After a while, once you reach a certain point, like your audience is established, there's gonna be some haters if the tides change, right? But like, what you think like you're gonna be able to steal people's audiences and like maintain them? Like it doesn't work that way. There's something that you have to offer them beyond like the initial call out post. And if your content is mid after that, or if it's just like constantly doing call out posts or whatever, and it's toxic as people are going to get bored, or you're going to get canceled, and then they're going to move on to the next person. All you're doing in that situation is basically creating a environment, like creating a large ass group of people who are just moving from one drama to the next. That's why if you're a content creator, and I say this all the time as well, you just got to fucking keep your head down and you know, keep doing what's right. Don't be an asshole. Keep doing what's right, and keep making content. That's it.
Because OnlyJayus ghosted me, she's therefore a racist.
Why not just be racist? Just say you're racist.
Now, maybe there was some racism involved in the decision, who knows? But it's still a lazy, low-hanging fruit argument.
Something I've told myself, my leftist/radlib friends who want to absolutely rip into anyone marginally problematic, is to remember that that person has another side that loves them for every shitty take that they have that they could scurry off to. Dropping the scold act is pretty important for winning people over in the middle, and I think that's part of what makes you valuable. Yeah, I've always fucking been an advocate for that. But your channel pops off when people die in the world. I mean, my channel doesn't just pop off when people die in the world. I'm a political commentator, so obviously whenever politics is happening, people want to come in here and learn what the fuck is up. It's not just because of like Ukraine that the channel popped off. I mean, they popped off on January 6th, popped off during the election cycle. It's just, I'm constantly covering it. It's not like I'm a, Fortnite streamer on the off season, and then the moment that like something important happens, I'm like, oops, I'm a news guy again. I'm covering the news all the time. It's just that you only care about it when, other people care about it. Like, that's the difference. If I was like literally just like a variety streamer who never actually covers the news, and then I was like, oh man, it's time to cover the news now, that would be, you'd have a point.
And designed to create drama out of the highly likely reality, being that collaborations are just incredibly difficult to
I
set
paved
up
it on my
successfully.
own.
In addition to this, a feature
No,
on
of course I did not pave it on my own. There were plenty of people who helped.
OnlyJayus' page with over 10 million followers is going to cost a brand.
More
probably
importantly than anyone
hundreds
else,
of
my
thousands of
community.
dollars.
Something I mention all the time. My community is what is the number one reason for why I'm here.
And despite OnlyJayus offering
Am I responding to hate
Aunt
again?
Karen for free, Aunt Karen still seemed to narcissistically think that she was the one providing OnlyJayus with the opportunity.
I really gave you an opportunity. I really said, you know what, Aunt Karen? Let's see what she has to say. Let's see how we can mutually help each other.
Aunt Karen's callout was entitled and poorly thought out, but not invalid for one simple reason. OnlyJayus made a promise. There are obviously exceptions, but most of the time, if you say you're going to do something publicly, you have to follow through with it or people are going to notice. Jayus would initially discuss the ghosting in an Instagram voice message.
So I am sorry for basically ghosting you. I didn't mean to do that. I just have a very chaotic schedule and ADHD on top of that, so I genuinely just forgot. It wasn't me trying to ignore you. You could have just hit me up again, but instead you decided to go public and try to add public pressure onto me, and that's not cool, so I don't want to collaborate.
Which will once again receive a response from Aunt Karen, explaining that she had emailed OnlyJayus multiple times with no reply.
You're gonna put it on me? In your voicemail, you said I should have emailed you again? April 4th, I emailed you. How many times do you expect me to message you, waiting on you to continuously ghost me.
Now, OnlyJayus probably could have left it at that, and the drama would have been
Dude, everyone in this story sucks.
over within 4 weeks. However, as Papa Gut said most accurately,
For whatever reason, JS doesn't know how to just stop. Like when somebody criticizes JS, JS responds, and that's the worst thing.
and in classic OnlyJayus fashion, she'd post another emotionally charged response to the drama.
Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking my emails in
Yeah, that's so bad, dude. Like, I'm seeing myself in this, and I don't like it at all. I really gotta just stop. I really gotta shut the up and never do that. So dumb. So dumb.
a timely manner. I wish I was joking. Forgot to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and instead of just like hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it. Can you please leave me the f alone? I have a diagnosed neurological disorder that makes me forget things and procrastinate due to time blindness. I forget to eat for days. I procrastinate sleep.
We mentioned earlier that the more attention OnlyJayus gave to each of these scandals, the more she'd be held accountable for increasingly petty incidents. Well, after this explosive
This is my
response,
intervention,
the things that
boys.
her
This is my
audience would call
intervention.
out and were taken to the absolute extreme.
I'll be back.
For example, she will post this video.
You can get your letters delivered for free without any postage if you just put where you want it to go on the return address instead of where it's actually supposed to be.
Which would get the post office activists involved with comments such as, yes, please encourage people to do activities that cause the already failing post office to lose more money. Or when she posts this video saying nothing more than what degree she did.
So I got my college degrees in math and computer science, which means that I was never really good at writing.
To receive comments such as, I thought you would have majored in saying slur sciences. However, it eventually got to the point where OnlyJayus couldn't even make jokes anymore without being cancelled. Seriously. On the 23rd of May 2021, OnlyJayus would post the following video.
If a service dog ever approaches you, but
Yeah, dude, this is like, oh god, I'm seeing myself too much on this. It's like hurts to watch, dude. God damn, dude.
they're alone, that means that their owner's in trouble and they probably can't move, so you should follow him, because you'll get a free wallet.
It was clearly a light-hearted joke, summed up in comments such as, she probably said the wallet thing to lighten the mood of something bad. Obviously she wouldn't take a wallet and probably knew that most people would. Bro, do people get this as a joke? Y'all are so sensitive. However, the rest of her audience simply saw yet another opportunity to put OnlyJayus through another period of hardship. Can't believe
Wake the up. Wait. You're nowhere near this bad, baby. I mean, the duality of chat. You're worse. You're nowhere near this bad. No, it's like, yeah, chat needs to watch the Vin Diesel video whenever a girl comes over, and I need to watch this video whenever I want to read another, like, very clearly, like, bad faith chatter being like, bad faith chatter being like, dude, you fucking are bad. You're wrong. I can't believe you said something like this again. You're pretty bad, man. These guys just suck up too much. Thank you. Working on it. It's good progress.
this is still up. It's obvious that it's a joke, but some people may still do it. It could start a trend. What you post on the internet reaches so many people, and some of those people may be inconsiderate or apathetic towards others and do something wrong as a joke that highly affects another person. Take some YouTube and TikTok prank channels for example.
When is it going to be enough to say OnlyJayus is not a good creator, should not be followed, and should not be listened
What the what is this? This is like, lady, what are you doing on TikTok? What the Yo, this is a babushka on TikTok talking about OnlyJayus. What? What is happening, dude?
to? My child, they are a service dog user. This is not a kind of joke you want to be putting out there. It's not funny to anybody who uses a service dog.
With all this in mind, the petition with over 400,000 signatures to have OnlyJayus
Shonda Black, she's problematic too. Shonda Black is our TikTok correspondent, who is a TikToker himself, but he only does good shit and is yet to be canceled. He's a popular psychology creator and gets into drama all the time. Who on TikTok? Who on autistic ADHD here? You're noticing the pattern, man. It's cool. You're making good change. Yeah. It's like TikTok is the one place where you can get like a PhD and shit and then use it just to like dunk on like a neurodivergent 16-year-old or some shit. You know what I mean? To be like, this person.
banned is barely a surprise. She dug herself into a hole by displaying an inability to switch off from the audience after being involved in scandal after scandal after scandal. Sometimes criticism from the audience is genuine and can be spotted easily because it's worded in a constructive way, but a lot of the time, without them even realizing it, people write mean or critical things just to see if you're the type of person to crack, respond, or apologize, as has been the case throughout OnlyJayus' entire TikTok career. She's been tested over and over and over, yet has been unable to switch off and let things go whenever she's been put under pressure. As an end result, there's not only a loss of respect, but also a never-ending freight train of negativity and hatred.
Dude, that's crazy though. Look, 400,000 signatures on like change.org. Y'all need something else to do with your life, dude. Didn't that come before the N-word thing too? Like, that's crazy. Like, didn't they have that petition even before it came out? They she said the N-word. I'm not gonna lie. You could literally use the same audio, switch out the pronouns and clips, and this would be about Hasan. Yeah. Well, I mean, no, because I don't think I've done anything that's like that deserves that level of vindication. You know what I mean? That level of like, not that they deserve it either. I don't think anyone deserves that level, because it's like, dude, you're just trying to get someone to kill themselves at that point. Like, literally, what a lot of people don't realize basically is that like when people like this person constantly fucking feed into that negative feedback loop, you're literally just you're I guess fighting against time before you end up literally taking all of the fucking hatred at face value and kill yourself inevitably. And most people don't care, because, hey, guess what? If they actually did end up killing themselves, then a lot of people can make money off that too. They would turn around and be like, yo, let's go. Like, fucking, you guys did this. You guys actually pushed them to, to the brink. And that's why you're wrong. And then you can make more views off that. You know what I mean? Vindictive, not vindicated. Yeah. Did I say vindicated? I meant vindictive. I was on B in the early days of 4chan, and that was always our goal. Harassment until someone fully breaks. I was a child, though. Yeah, I mean, that was what 4chan was all about. They've kind of died down. They don't really have anything at this point. Like, 4chan doesn't have that much power, but they've moved on to other forums. You know what I mean? And they still do it. There are entire forums that are like routed through Russia and numerous other areas that are like pretty much untouchable. Specifically that revolve around serving the top of the hour ad break, which is at the top of every hour. It's on Discord too. There's like a lot of Discord servers. That's what Reddit does. That's what a lot of other forums do that I won't mention, where it's all about like, doxing people, doxing their families, doxing their friends, literally hyper localizing underneath like any kind of media movement that occurs around the creator. They literally sit there and watch it all day, every day. And then you serve the 60-second ad. They coming for you, Brett. Bro, don't say that. Wait, they coming for me, Brett. They've been coming for me for years. Why do you think I saw so much of myself in this fucking video? That's what it is. Like, they've been. One thing that people never tell you, one thing that people never tell you, like what content creators never tell you, is that like, and this is the really sad part about it. The only thing you can do is just wait for them to move on to the next victim, next target. That's the worst part. They're gonna think you mean the racist part. Yeah, no, not the racist part. I just meant like, the looking for anything and every little thing to turn it into a big deal. And you can do that. You can turn any little thing into a big deal. You can misrepresent people's positions. You can make like a big fucking, big hate campaign around it. And even if you address it, it only legitimizes it further. I've been on TikTok less than 48 hours and already received my first "you shouldn't be wearing gloves" comment. What is this? Just getting ready. Oh, Rebecca Romney, rare book dealer. Just getting ahead of this here for those who've missed my past tweets. No. I feel like a bunch of old Chapo haters also moved on to you, Lamau. Yeah. The people that fucking despise Chapo, like a lot of anarchists who hate Chapo, who hate me too now, but who cares? Fuck it. Listen, as long as I have you guys, as long as I have my community, and I just avoid it, I avoid listening to the fucking psychotic shit, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Eternalize your prayers for the Lord. Oh, let's go, dude. Let's go. A fucking Christian NFT, finally. Finally, dude. Let's go, dude. Here's the 1 minute ad break. I keep forgetting to run it. Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any future videos.